if you've got your phone and you have always answered your phone and you've always answered your text instantaneously, because there's people in here right now that are watching their phones buzz, buzz, buzz. You can't help yourselves. I can see it. I know you think I couldn't, but I can. The people on the other end of the phone are the problem, right? In some ways. Because they expect you to answer right back, because that's what you've always done. A, B, C. What was the activator?
You answering your phone.
Right. You set the activator no matter whether you like it or not. You don't have to say I'm going to answer the phone every time. Your actions tell them that you're going to answer the phone every freaking time. So what's the behavior? You answer the phone every time. They expect it. Consequence, they get answered. Everything's good. They're happy. But you're completely now inefficient. So what do you have to change?
Activator.
The activator. How can you change that activator?
Let them wait.
Let them wait's one way. That's the painful way.
Turn it off.
Turn it off's another painful way. Talk to them. Novel concept. Communication. Tell them what you're doing. Especially your core group of people that you talk to, because there's probably only, if you look at your phone log, I bet you there's less than 20 that you talk to every single day. I bet you there maybe even 10. If you look at your phone log, there's maybe 10 people that are just, every day you talk to, right? Would that be fair? So, those 10 people, more than likely, you have all their email addresses too, because God knows if they can't get you on the phone, they can't get you by text, they're going to go ahead and email you, right? And then call the office phone if they can't get all those. And then hell, I'll just drop by. So we have all these means of communication, right? So is it possible for you to have a conversation or to even just email these people and let them know, hey, I'm just telling you, I'm trying to make some changes. I'm a little inefficient in things right now. And here's my commitment to you. Where's your pig? My commitment to you is that if you call me, within 2 hours, I'll get back to you. Unless it's an absolute emergency, which means someone's life is in danger or a building is burning. Take your pick, one of those, preferably someone's life is in danger. Is that fair? Is there anything that should be outside of that realm? And most people, if they have to think about it, will admit that there's really nothing that's that important, that they have to have it. They just want it because they're used to it. Why the hell not? It's what I've had. So limit the distractions means get the phone away from you. So here's the other tip. On your computer, because some of you probably sit in front of a computer somewhat, what pops up every time you get an email? Do you get one of the little notifications that pops up and it even makes a noise? Turn them off. Turn them off. So what happens on your phone when you get an email? Buzz, vibrate, noise, whatever. Turn it off. And then just every hour or so, go back and look at your email if you need to, that badly, and see what's there. But here's the issue. Everybody in here think they're a multitasker? Most people do. You're not. I got news for you. None of you are. The human brain can only focus on one thing at a time. One thing. Jugglers focus on one ball at a time. I can show you if you really want to know. It's one ball that you watch. The ball you're throwing up is the one that you focus on, because then you catch the next ball as it comes down and then you move to that ball. You're not focusing on 3 balls at once. You can't. Now you can go back and forth between things, but there's a problem with that. So if you're doing your work and you're trying to figure out, doing an estimate on a job, I'll pick on the estimators for a minute, and you're focused on counts, and you're going, okay, we got this many linear footage, and we got this, and that makes this count, and I'm putting all my numbers in, and your phone goes off with a text. First of all, it takes a second to go, hey, my phone's going off. Look at your phone. Oh, it's from Dwayne. Okay, yeah, we're going out later. Cool, fun. Put it back down. How many seconds did you lose? 30? Then you have to go, now where was I? Okay, what was the count I was on? I was on 40, I was on 20. Yeah, that's where I was. So in total, let's just say be very giving to you guys, 45 seconds maybe that you lost from one text. Is that fair? Could you see where it would be 30, 45 seconds? Easy?
It's really conservative.
I'm trying to be nice. So let's say you get, 50 texts a day. Or 50 text phone calls, and we won't even count emails because I don't know about you guys, I get 200 or 300 of those a day. And you multiply every one of those by 15 seconds, or 30 seconds, or 45 seconds, or if you want to get aggressive, start looking at it as a minute. How much time did you just get back? If you do them all at once so you can focus on them one at a time, How much time did you just get back if you can complete the estimate without having to look at those things and actually get it done all in one shot so you don't have to reset every single time you see something go off? Even if you turn the sound off and the email just pops up in the corner of the screen, it still throws you off. You still see it and you go, oh, is that something I need to look at? Is that important? Do I need to know about that? Is that Jimmy telling me I need to come to his office right now? I bet it's not. Would you agree? Okay. Limit the distractions. What other distractions do you have in your day? We can hammer on phones and computers all day. What other distractions do you have in your daily life?
Coworkers.
Coworkers? No. They're never a distraction. Your boss? Never. So,
Customer, like you were talking
your customer? Absolutely. So the internal customers and external customers, both of them. So internal customers would be you guys are each other's customers generally at one time or another. And then external customers would be those external ones that you actually get paychecks from or paid from. Sorry. So how do you control them? What about your internal customers? Start with the ones that really kill you, that it's harder to deal with sometimes. What are internal customers? How do they waste your time?
Idle talk.
Idle talk. We will have no idle talk in this business. Everyone will talk only business. I mean, that's the pendulum swing to all the way to the other end. Idle talk's important because you're a team. You want to be together. You want to know each other and those things. But do you ever have an experience where somebody maybe takes it a little too far? Where instead of working, because they don't really want to work that day, they want to sit and talk about something you're really not interested in? Anybody ever had that experience? No? No? It happens. If it hadn't happened to you, it definitely will. More and more and more. So how do you limit that? How do you get rid of that? What can you do? Ideas. Somebody. Set an activator. That sounds good. Okay. What does that sound like? How do you set that activator with somebody? Gotta get to work. Thanks. Good talking to you. Don't talk to me anymore. I've had several clients that have had some success with this, especially in offices. It's harder to do in the field, but having a do not disturb sign on their desk, where basically they make a little sign that says do not disturb, and they put it on their desk so that as people walk by, they see the sign and they go, oh, okay, never mind, I'll get you later. So that you can then try and focus on what you're doing. So if an employee has a question, a subcontractor or anybody else has a question for you as the manager, how often do they have the answer already? Would you say it's most of the time, or at least better than 50% most of the time? Maybe even 80, thank you. Most of the time they know what they're supposed to do, right? So if you don't answer the question for them, they usually take care of it anyway, right? They figure it out. So part of leadership development with people is making them figure things out. It's forcing them to go through the process and you not answer the question for them. So here's one of the other ways you can start to limit some of these distractions when it's that type of person that's coming and asking you that question over and over and over again. What do they want from you? Do you know?
attention.
Attention, approval. That's what they really want, is attention and approval usually.
That one's a good one.
What?
Security.
Security, absolutely. So, ABCs. You keep referring back, or you can keep referring back to these because it affects everything. What's the activator you set? They come into your office and they say, hey Jimmy, where's the bathroom? And Jimmy says, round the corner to the right, go to there, no. Okay, good. 2 days later, Mr. Applin, where's the bathroom? Round the corner, go there. 2 or 3 times. He set the activator that every time I come ask that question, he's just going to answer it. He's not going to make me think, right? Because he's busy. He's got other things going on. It's quicker to just tell me where the damn bathroom is. How many times have you ever said this? It's easier just to do it myself than teach that person how to do it. Anybody? If you're not nodding on that, you're lying. Everybody has done that. Activator. You set the activator. It's easier to do it myself. Well, what's the problem? Then the behavior. They don't ever do it. Because you told them they didn't have to. And what's the consequence? You have to continue to do it, and you have no time, and you cannot move up, and you cannot spend time with your family, and you cannot do all kinds of other things because you're still doing this person's job. Develop the people under you so that you have the opportunity to do the things you want to do. When I asked you what you would do with 4 more hours if I handed them to you, none of you had a clue for the most part for the first few seconds. Not a clue. So the problem is you don't have a goal. If I could get 4 hours back, what would I do? If I could get 1 hour back, hell, if I could get 5 minutes a day, I would love to just go sit on my back deck and just sit there for a minute in quiet. How often do I do that? Not often enough. 5 minutes. I can't even find 5 minutes. And there's a reason. And this happens to me all the time. I have to take myself back through this and go, what the hell am I doing? Why am I not setting this up that way? And what it is a lot of it is I don't want to delegate it. I don't want somebody else to do it. I have to control it because nobody will do it like I will. And then I'll have to invest time making sure they understand how to do it, and we'll go through this whole process of training and all this other junk. When I can just do it easier myself, I'll just make the phone call. So you have to decide to limit those distractions. So one of them is that do not disturb sign. One of them is doing things like, okay, I'm coming back, Mr. Apple, where's the bathroom? One more time. And he says, well, why don't you go look for it this time, because I've explained it to you twice, and see if you can draw me a map to it. I mean, if it's a stupid question, deserves a stupid answer, right? You draw me a map, and that way you have it. And in fact, I'd like you to make it for me, and I want you to scan it and send it to me so the next person, when they come on their first day, I can hand them the freaking map to the bathroom. So I don't have to have this question answered 3 more times.